Good morning, you guys. It is Tuesday, and our miscellaneous topic of the week is sleep. Now, sleep is my new favorite topic. It is a hot topic in my life. I have, I guess, a little bit of transparency. So I've shared my 4-month progress for the Faster Way to Fat Loss. My results from October 2018 to January 2019. I was struggling to lose the baby weight, and I think I got probably almost 30 pounds down, most of which came from fat. I lost just as many inches. I was feeling very lean and strong. My muscle mass was up. I was below my pre-pregnancy weight. But the after pictures, which I'll share in the comments in just a little bit, the after pictures were in the hotel room when I was very well rested for a whole week of training into my overnight job. So basically, from the day I left the hotel and took those pictures, I have been on the struggle bus to lose fat because my schedule has been nuts. Like, the overnights run into days, and so from 6 a.m. on Tuesday, today, until 5 a.m. on Friday, I basically get a handful of 2 to 3 hour naps as I go back and forth between overnights to daytime, overnights to daytime. And then I finish my Friday shift at 5 a.m. and then I'm off for the rest of the day. So that completely messes up my system. I have experienced things like hair loss, weight gain. My digestive system completely shuts down for almost a week straight. I am grumpy, and there's been a lot of other issues that I've noticed, especially that when it comes to just being hungry. I have a hard time sticking to my fasting window. I have a hard time sticking to whole foods, especially in the beginning. So this is definitely, I am so pro sleep. Like, I would probably go to battle to fight you and say that sleep is probably the single most important factor in your fat loss journey. So I'm not going to waste any time. We are going to jump right into the research for day 2 on sleep of our 21 days of nutrition presented by Kim's Prescription for Health. Okay, so across the board, I've been doing a lot of research on sleep and the benefits of sleep, the effects of sleep on fat loss. Across the board, all the research says that sleep deprivation inhibits fat loss. So now I'm going to talk through. There's a couple different factors that go into play here. So I'll talk through some of the ways that your sleep can actually affect how effectively you can burn fat and lose weight. So number one, comparing two groups. So one study that I looked at compared 2 groups of people on a low-calorie diet. So both were eating lower calories. Both groups lost weight, but the group of people that were sleep deprived, the weight they lost, 50% less of that actually came from fat when they're compared to the people who were getting enough sleep. So that means that difference in weight loss is coming from muscle, which means you are slowing your metabolism. So summary, sleep deprivation decreases your body's ability to lose fat and increases muscle loss when following a calorie restricted diet. So completely works against your efforts to lose weight. Number 2, the sleep deprived groups across the board had higher levels of the hunger hormone ghrelin, and this is the one that makes you feel hungry. And then they had lower levels of the hunger hormone, or the hormone leptin, which is the one that makes you feel satisfied. So sleep deprivation causes you to feel more hungry, and it increases your appetite. So even if you're trying to follow a diet, you are going to be tempted, you're going to feel hungry all day, and you're just going to reach for foods that aren't necessarily the best for you, because across the board in these groups too, most people didn't reach for a healthy snack when they were hungry. They were reaching for foods higher in calories, carbs, and fat. Okay, so number 3, the sleep deprived groups had higher levels of cortisol in their system. Now, if you remember, cortisol is the stress hormone, and when cortisol levels are high, your body, number 1, wants to store body fat. It kind of inhibits the breakdown of stored body fat. Additionally, when cortisol levels remain elevated over a long period of time, it inhibits the release of your thyroid hormone. So you can get some thyroid dysfunction and some symptoms of hypothyroid, which is weight gain and fatigue. So the summary here, sleep deprivation is a physical stressor to the body, and it negatively affects thyroid hormone and your ability to burn fat. Number 4, neurological effects. So sleep deprivation affects the frontal lobe of the brain, and this is the area of the brain that's in charge of decision making and self-control. So there was other research that showed that the reward centers of the brain were actually more stimulated during sleep deprivation by food. And this goes back to where we found that people who are sleep deprived tend to choose foods higher in calories, fat, and sugar than their well-rested counterparts. So when you're sleep deprived, you have less self-control and you're going to end up taking in more calories, or you are more likely to take in more calories over the course of the day. So lastly, a handful of studies looked at the link between sleep deprivation and insulin resistance. So insulin is our storage hormone, and it is released in response to a meal or when blood sugar in your body goes up. So in insulin resistance, your body's making insulin just like it's supposed to, but the cells in your body are resisting it. They're not using the insulin like they're supposed to. So then your body thinks it's hungry, so you feel hungry, and then it causes your body to release more insulin. So now, basically anytime insulin levels are high, it's your storage hormone, your body is not going to tap into fat stores. It's actually going to be increasing your fat stores. It's going to be storing anything that's in your body, in your blood. It's going to get stored as fat. So increased insulin resistance is also one of the precursors to diabetes. It can lead to other chronic conditions. So sleep deprivation is shown to increase insulin resistance, increase fat storage, and really make it difficult for your body to burn fat. So if you have been hitting your nutrition goals, you've been killing it in the gym, and your progress is not going anywhere, I want you to take a step back and take a look at your sleep habits. Are you getting enough good quality sleep? Are you resting, or is that something that you could definitely make some improvements in? Here are my top tips for improving sleep quality. So number 1, be consistent. Go to bed each time, the same time each night, as often as you can, or as frequently as you can. Try to wake up at the same time each morning. This includes the weekends. Try to make sure that the room that you sleep in, so your bedroom is dark, quiet, the temperature is comfortable, it's just nice and relaxing. Try to limit bed to sleeping, the 2 S's, sleeping and sex. So don't work in your bed, don't watch TV, don't do things that encourage wakefulness. Your bed should really just be limited to sleeping and other bedtime activities. You do want to remove electronic devices, so TVs, phones, tablets, all those things can stimulate your brain. So avoiding those an hour before bedtime can really help the quality of sleep, and it can help you fall asleep and stay asleep. Fall asleep faster, stay asleep for longer. Avoid large meals, caffeine, and alcohol before bedtime. These are all things that can affect your sleep quality. So you may be able to fall asleep, but you're not getting into that deep sleep, that deep restorative sleep that you need, and you will still feel tired and fatigued in the morning, which can lead to all these fun issues with fat loss that I just went through. And then definitely get some exercise. Being physically active in the day helps you fall asleep faster and sleep more sound at night, but do be careful to avoid exercise within 2 hours before bed, because that can stimulate your brain and make it harder for you to fall asleep. All right, you guys, I did share a handout in the daily thread today with some additional sleep tips from the National Sleep Organization or a foundation like that. So check that out, work on improving your sleep. If you feel like sleep deprivation could be working against your efforts, reach out and let's kind of talk through some of your sleep habits and see if we can get you sleeping better, because I promise you, sleep is probably the #1 factor that is affecting your results right now. I mean, nutrition is very, 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 very important, but obviously all these sleep issues, they affect how you think about food, how you eat food, how hungry you are. So absolutely focus on good quality sleep, and I guarantee you will see some movement in your fat loss goals. All right, friends, happy Tuesday. Have a great day.